Good evening, and welcome to the finale, Part 1 of London by Gaslight, a late Victorian age Vampire the Masquerade Chronicles set in 1892. Awakening for the night in the City of London this week is Eveline, the daughter of Cacophony, portrayed by Miss Hartz. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Wonderful. Aldrich of the Clan of Shapers, portrayed by Bully from Tablegoth. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor state. Lovely. Thurston of the Nosferatu, portrayed by Nitro Typat. Please let everyone else down and do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Called it. Inspector Grey, kind of. From the Clan of the Hunt, kind of. Portrayed by Noscavian. Please do a rouse check to awaken from your torpor slumber. Wonderful. We begin this week with Eveline. Eveline has taken Endymion's carriage. That's fucking loud. There we go.
There we go. I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I have no idea what happened there. I'm sorry. That's still bloody loud. Roll 20 issues.
What a surprise.
Eveline has taken Endymion's carriage to visit the remnants of the Setite cult that now resides in Marylebone. Eveline is already somewhat impressed that the once distressed blackened building is now not just repaired, but the most impressive and clean building on the entire road. Unlike even its own neighbours, the red brick almost shines through the night. As she admires the restored beauty of the building, Endymion's voice breaks her concentration.
Your followers have done well, Eveline. They need just a small push to focus their faith in me. Do this for me, Eveline, and you shall be rewarded.
Well, of course they have. Do I mention you by name?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, sir?
Yes.
Eveline gracefully glides through the parted iron railings and takes the double open doors as an invitation for her to enter, and is surprised to find the interior repaired to its fullest extent. No longer are there gaps in the floorboards and walls allowing the cold air to seep in, but instead fully varnished panels and even lavish exotic rugs have been placed down that emanate a warming atmosphere through the entire hallway. Eveline strides into the main meeting room, finding her thralls ready to receive her, each with a warm smile. Out of the gathered kind women, one of them walks forward to greet her. She recognizes her from the last time she spoke to the gathering. She seems far healthier now. Colour has returned to her face, rather than just the icy blue she bore the last time they spoke. Mistress! Eveline! We have all put everything we have into restoring the building to its original lustre, as well as now directing our prayers towards the Lord of Correction.
I will take her hand in both of my own. You have done so well. I am so proud of you. And look at you, and I'll brush her cheek. Look at the color in your cheeks. You look so thriving.
Thank you, mistress. It's quite something to have the one we worship actually talk back to us. She is a most benevolent, real goddess. Thank you so much for showing us the way.
Endymion, can you mask your voice?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Right? She is definitely a blessing upon us all. Come, let us all gather and sing.
Would you like us to sing the hymn you shared with us the last time?
Yes, because I haven't thought of a new one. It's the cleverer.
These galoshes were made
Teach
for
you a
walking.
new one. It's called WAP. For those who may have missed it, the last one was all the single ladies.
I'm just as lost as before. And they will
You would
join you.
appreciate this much of her.
They join you in a rousing performance of WAP.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
About wet cats.
Yes, it's about wet cats.
I mean, if Bully says it, it's true, because Bully would never lie or join in on revelries.
See?
And the crowd is stirred. Is there anything you wish to address them before you leave them?
Please continue the songs. Make your own songs. Sing to our Lord Mistress Endymion.
Of course. Of course. We hear her voice constantly, and has directed us to nothing but great things.
Do what she says, and she will protect you.
And they'll all bow to you as you take your leave. Eveline walks into the warm hallway, and the voice of Endymion once more speaks to her.
Excellent work, Eveline. They belong to you now. You belong to me. They shall sustain us both for what is to come.
Excellent. Can we have a concert now?
You may slake your hunger to 0,
Ooh.
and you get level 2 in Diamondinian for free.
I already have it.
Then you may take level 3 in Diamondinian for free.
Thank you.
Slightly later in the evening. God, I hope this isn't going to blow the speakers out again. Fucking is. Just going to refresh Roll20 because it's being so weird. And hope for the best.
We're setting the mood.
Apparently Roll20 now, the volume now just works in the on and off function and nothing else. Which is great.
You're listening to WAP, aren't you? That's what's really going on.
Mm-hmm. There's still a volume volume option in my settings.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully that's all good now. But the volume is just doing fuck all. So I'll be fine-tuning that as we go. Thanks, Roll20. The coterie assemble within their haven in the Whitechapel house. No sooner have they assembled than Sarah Lynn bursts into the room without even knocking. A look of anxiety upon her face as she addresses Eveline directly. Hopefully. Mistress
Wait,
Eveline,
I just muted that. Oh, okay.
There's, someone has just burst into the house demanding to speak with you. She says she is here to represent a Lady Bosley, and that you would know what that means. Would you like
Oh,
me
yes,
to get...
yes. Attend to her right away.
Oh, I was going to get the medicine men to just throw her out.
No. We must meet with her. Bring her into the drawing room.
And in the heads of the assembled coterie, you hear,
This one lays a path before you. No longer will you have to stab in the dark. Follow it to your destiny.
and the door to the meeting room opens silently, and a figure in a travel cloak and hood glides forward into the room. Standing still at the end of the table, and pulls her hood down, revealing her face to the coterie.
Good evening. Lovely to see you all.
Is this...
Maria.
Okay. I'll curtsy. Good evening. Pleasure of you to join us.
Pleasure's
Right.
all mine.
Welcome to our humble abode here. Can we get you anything? Are you here for strictly business?
Oh, strictly business. I hear you wanted to meet Lady Anne. Is that correct?
It is, right. We have a message of the greatest import, right? We need to share with her. And I'm afraid it really must be her ears only.
I see. Well, she sent me to come and see if you lot can be trusted. And if you can, then I will bring you directly to her.
Oh. We've been described as trustworthy many times, so I'm sure we will not have an issue with whatever task is at hand to prove such to you.
I certainly
Safely
hope
entered
so.
our haven.
That is true. Points to you.
May I ask, I'm not familiar with you. I'm sure you already know who we are, but who do we have the pleasure of speaking to this evening?
Maria Louise. It is a pleasure. And she sticks her hand out to shake whose ever hand will take it.
Aldrich will shake her hand. And what are you to all good lady?
I am a trusted advisor, usually one who comes and do such tasks as these. Those who interact with my lady, I deem if they can be trusted. It's strange nights. Must be careful.
So you're like
You
Lady
do.
Bosley's Sarah Jane.
Yes! Sarah Jane, is that lovely young woman
Yes, exactly.
from earlier? Something
I was
like
gonna
that.
say she was like our Thurston.
Thurston?
Oh, he's all.
And I curtsy as well.
I'll point to him, the wrinkly one.
It's a
Mm.
pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And yours. Who else is here?
Gray would be looking a little distracted, and then he would say, "Yes, it's good to meet you. My name is Gray."
The inspector.
Yes, that's it, Inspector Gray.
I would like, and maybe you can help me figure out which I would use. Would like to, if I can, kind of give him a once over and kind of see what that little bit of hesitation is about. Or confusion, whichever.
Wits, insight. Inspector Gray. Resolve composure, please. Anyone want to reroll?
I do.
You may reroll
Well,
up to 3, 2 5s and a 4.
How do I do that? I just clicked reroll.
Underneath the WP, underneath the willpower bar, this button says WP reroll. We're great fans of that button.
I see. I used the wrong button. Got it. Not any better, though.
Normally that would go to the aggressor, which in this case is Maria. However, I think given what's going on with Inspector Gray, this once, you will not be able to discover what is exactly wrong with him. Perhaps he's a little slow. Perhaps he's under the influence of something. But you suspect nothing seriously bad, at least.
Why? Are you all right, sir? She's speaking to Inspector Gray.
Yes. I've never been better. I'm quite fantastic.
Good.
To
Need your
Aldrich,
wits about you.
See, I told you he's been acting weird.
I believe that is
Right.
everyone officially, right? As we are eager to prove ourselves to you, so that we may continue with our goal of speaking to Lady Anne, what is it you have in store for us?
A little of this, a little of that. Storyteller. Can you remind me exactly what tasks I am going to be bringing them along? I know there's a few. And should I present this as options to which we go to first?
They're all going to have to put their fingers in their ears for this.
Fingers in your ears, please.
Wait, we can mute.
Oh yeah, that too.
No, we can't mute. No, I guess we can't mute.
You want to take Aldrich specifically to meet with Cyril Masters. Aldrich has to take on a disguise as Don Cerro, a Bruja. The rest of the coterie are to go to the London docks and destroy a building there that houses the real Don Cerro. Then you are to take them to meet with a Tremere sorcerer.
Okay.
Who will give you the final task.
All right. So, first things first. Right. Well, I need to bring you, good sir, and she will point to Aldrich, to meet a friend. To which you may have to look a little different. And then we can go from there. How does that sound?
Whatever do you mean by that? Look a little different.
Well, take on the appearance of perhaps someone else.
Just for my reference, I guess, was Lady Anne there? I guess I know Mithras knows. I don't remember who else was there that knew.
Lady Anne was there when you
She was there,
announced
wasn't
your
she?
bloodline, yep.
Still makes him uncomfortable, and he's used to having to immediately play dumb when people talk about that, and then he's remembering. Right, you know the deal. Sure, I can
Secret.
do that.
Lovely. All right then. Well, if you're all ready, let's head off.
Yes, I'm sure masquerading as others shouldn't be a problem for us. Evelyn is quite a good actress.
Truly. I've heard some
Singer.
things.
I'm a singer.
Singers and actresses they're the same. You both
quite.
perform.
Not quite. I do hear choruses outside in the night. Maybe a group. Are those songs yours?
Oh, hopefully. I try to spread my songs as much as I can.
Wonderful.
I'm planning a
Right
concert.
then. Oh, a concert. I do love a good concert. Perhaps I'll go. What do you perform?
Oh, you'd definitely be invited. As long as you buy a ticket.
Always. Must support an artist. Alright then. Anything else? Or can we head off?
I suppose we'll learn more as we go. Usually I'm the plan ahead type, but I'll make an exception for you.
Delightful. And with that, she'll turn around and start to leave the room.
Are you all following behind?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Kirsten, escort the lady.
Oh, my apologies. And I will offer an arm for Miss Marie to take.
She'll take a look at him for a second, and then she'll take his arm.
The coterie.
And turn to Eveline. Right, remember the last woman who showed up representing other people and then took a fancy to Thurston? I think she wanted to eat him, so we should keep an eye on her.
True, I should have told Inspector Gray to take her. But he's been acting too weird. I don't trust him.
I haven't noticed anything. Alright, if you say so. We'll continue.
The coterie head out onto the streets of London, finding Endymion's black and gold-lined carriage alongside Aldrich's own. Which carriage would everyone like to head into?
I immediately walk towards the black and gold one.
I will take note of the black and gold one, and then go into presumably Aldrich's. Is the other one, right? It says because he's where we're going first. That's where I'll head.
I'm gonna make sure to have my full entourage with me. Durston and my my special heavy-handed driving the carriage in case.
We'll also take note of that.
Well, this is my driver. You could call him anything. This is my dog. Quite fond of him. He's still having trouble. He's anxiety whenever you leave him in the house too long, so I bring him along for things like that. I hope that's all right.
No, that's personally fine with me.
Perfect.
Right.
I will get in the black carriage.
We're going to take two carriages.
Delightful.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I would have followed Marie to whichever she preferred to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Inspector Gray, I suppose we should join them. Since everyone picks the inferior carriage.
Very well. Just, I would appreciate it if you didn't keep bringing up about me acting strangely. We've all been under stress.
Strangely.
What? You just said that a little while ago in front of our new guest. We need to be seen as a cohesive coteau. We don't need to be giving the impression of infighting.
Then stop acting strangely, and I'll just walk over to the other carriage.
I'll go to the other carriage as well.
Once inside, I would likely wait until they all get in, and then I'll get in.
After she gets in, I'll hand her a handkerchief to wipe Thurston's moisture off.
Thank you, darling. And she'll gently pat, but you can see on her face she doesn't actually mind.
That might be the meanest thing someone's done to Thurston. For some reason, handing someone a fucking napkin after they touch him is worse than any actual insult that he's had to deal
Especially
with.
after Evelyn was like, "Go, take her arm."
Yeah.
You idiot.
Should do it as like not to be rude to Evelyn from giving her the handkerchief, but again, she clearly she doesn't mind at all. It's
About
not a
that
big
hurt my
It could have
feelings.
been worse. Evelyn could have taken the sleeve of the dress and just wrung it out.
We don't mind anything wet around here, so it's okay. Once we're inside, she will have, from within her cloak, will pull out a picture and hand it to Aldrich and say, "This is the individual that you will be shifting to." And it is, what's his name? Don Caro? Is that how you say his last name? Caro?
Cerro.
Don Caro? Cerro. Don Cerro.
Am I familiar with this person?
No.
I might need to see him first before I can make the proper adjustments.
I see. A picture's not
You have a
enough.
Oh, there. No, I didn't catch there's a picture. Yeah.
Yeah. She will hand you a photo of him.
I'm a bit bashful. I usually don't do this in front of other people, but Thurston, if you'll hold this up, and I'll have Thurston hold a picture. Well, and you're a painter. You appreciate the details. You might have to help me out a little bit. I don't have a mirror. But just looking at the picture, he'll begin to shift to look like this individual.
As he's doing so, she won't look away. In fact, she barely blinks, watching him do this whole process.
I'll check for me.
Meanwhile, Eveline is holding the handkerchief up to her mouth, trying not to gag.
Yeah, it's almost like a medical process. He takes out he keeps various blades of scalpels and stuff, and he literally will make cuts and then pull skin, but it just stays where it is, and he just we're allowed to meet your artistic and whatnot. He's a man of industry, and it's a very practical, kind of brutal, just rearranging of features.
Okay.
Would you like me to roll for this?
I don't think so. I think, given the situation, you would be successful. Just the amount of time given, and the car is filled with the noise of bones cracking, muscles stretching, and sinew being broken and put back into place. You would still be able to talk, although it would, of course, sound gurgly and distracted, we'll go with.
I feel like while you're morphing, I'm just trying to look at the picture while I'm holding it and say a little bit more around the eyes.
Yeah, no, he's checking
the
in
chin.
regularly with Thurston.
Yeah.
More chin, less chin. All right. And so he feels satisfied with Thurston's appraisal. Look towards Maria. Will this do?
She actually will lean forward and go to touch his face. She'll do it slowly so that if he wants to pull away, he can. But it's almost like she's trying to see, like, how real it might feel. And once she does, kind of just lightly touch his face, she'll be, perfect. Absolute perfection. Delightful. And then she'll take the picture back and put it back into her cloak.
Oh, thank you. See, I don't know why I have to hide this. I think it should be more appreciated.
No, I'd
Things
agree
like this
with
take
you.
time to be accepted, I suppose. So what am I to do as this individual?
That's a good question. Storyteller, help me out.
Check your PS.
Yes, no, I just checked. Right, so I need you to confront an individual by the name of Cyril Masters. I hope I said that right. Cyril Masters.
Yep.
Okay. The goal, if you can gain information, but also eliminate. While that's happening, I will need the rest of your lovely coterie to go to the docks, destroy that building. It holds the real Don Cero in it. No survivors, please. We can't have any loose ends.
The entire building?
Oh, the entire building, yes.
Anyone have any explosives?
Oh, terribly sorry. I seem to have left them at home. No, I don't.
Perhaps we'll be able to acquire some black powder kegs or something of the sort.
Well, it's down by the docks. I imagine there's a merchant ship or two around that's got something that you can use to accomplish such a task.
I can I can make a note. I might know someone, and I can give you a piece of paper to hand off that might get you some gunpowder at least at short notice.
Yes, okay. Once we have some gunpowder or something to destroy the building with, that shouldn't be a problem. It should be quite easy to handle that.
Well,
I do like a streetwise or something roll to see if I can essentially write down someone for them to contact who might have what they need.
Do wits or intelligence and streetwise for me, please. This will be a really easy roll. Wonderful. As you start thinking...
I should have one hunger. We start with one hunger no matter what, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You will realize, as you begin thinking about the area, that the docks already provide a source of viable fuel there, as they burn whale oil in their lanterns, which is highly combustible, and also would make an excellent alibi.
So I will make like a little note. Right, this guy, he's a right bastard, but don't mention my name. Actually, he is my contact for this, but he will overcharge you if I'm not there to set things straight. He could get you something, but right, if my suggestion, if you're looking for a bit of light arsony, would be to make it blend in with the area. Right, it'd be an explosion of that magnitude might be odd, but that particular part of the docks is rich with whale oil, right? They use it for all sorts of things, and stuff's quite combustible. A spillage or something of the sort, and it might look more natural, less attention on you. But worst comes to worst, I'll hand Gray the note.
And if it's one of those floating buildings, like we've caught people in before, they sink all the time, and people often accidentally get trapped inside. I don't see why that couldn't happen again if this is a similar building.
Would I know what kind of building it is, if it's as he describes, or is it like a regular building on land with a proper foundation?
Yeah, I mean, well, It's on the actual dock itself, but it's made entirely out of wood.
Okay. Oh, I don't think you'll really need much more than the fire. It's all made out of wood, you see.
Very good. The whale oil should be sufficient. We can light it like a torch.
Do remember, no survivors. None whatsoever.
So, who is this Don fellow anyway?
Who is this Don fellow? Storyteller. I was not giving the
Bruja.
Burn this building down without asking questions.
He's a member of the Bruja.
Ah, yes. Okay. Anything else important to note that I should tell them?
He's working class.
Okay. Well, dear, he is a Bruja. Some would call him working class, blue collar type of fellow.
No loss. But, why do we need to kill more than him?
Lady Anne's orders.
That's it?
That's it, unfortunately. I don't rank high enough to know the answers to that.
Oh, it'll be fine, Eveline. We just, there's just some kin. We can kill them. It's not an issue. We'll light the place and make sure no one leaves.
That is, if we don't end up running away in fear of the flames themselves.
That's a good point, Thurston. We should kill everyone first, and then light the fire to cover the evidence.
That wasn't entirely
seems-
my line of thinking, but
Far more
That's-
foolproof, yes.
yeah.
Very good, we have our plan.
So why don't we just hire a little urchin child to do it? I mean, if they get burned up in the flames, it's not like it really matters.
You want an orphan child to eliminate an entire warehouse of people.
I
Just set
think
the fire.
That's quite cruel, Eveline, and also this is a test of our loyalty, not a poor urchin child's loyalty.
You
Right.
delegate all the time.
Right, but in this case, I'm not. All right.
As
Just
a
to light the
reminder,
fire, just for safety.
oh god.
no, just simply a reminder that yes, this is a test of your loyalty, and if you can be trusted, how you go about doing it is really however you decide to go about doing it. So long as the building goes, the Don dies, and there are no survivors. Only requirements.
I think there is some merit to Eveline's suggestion. After we kill everyone in the warehouse and spill the whale oil everywhere, we can send an urchin looking with a torch and make it his fault the place goes on. And if it doesn't catch fire, we will burn him with it. Just to make sure everything gets
Then we're
So-
not close to the flames.
right.
Perfect. No loose ends.
Okay, right, yeah, sure. But still, how were you guys all right without me those weeks? All right. So, anything else? Where will you
For
be
now.
doing this? Or are you just delegating, or will you be tagging along?
Oh, I'll be tagging along with you, dear.
Oh,
Yes.
delightful.
You and I will go handle our business, and they will take care of that damned building. And then we'll all meet up. Yes?
Swimming.
Perfect.
Carriage comes to a halt, and they realise that behind them is Endymion's carriage, with the 4 large horses and glowing red eyes. Eveline, Inspector Grey and Thurston exit Aldrich's carriage, as Inspector Grey holds the door open for Thurston, who enters inside, leaving Eveline waiting on the street until Thurston realises that she also needs to be invited inside. The 2 carriages split up. One heads towards the docks, and the other heads towards Cyril Master's place. Thurston. The potential for murder. Being approached by a representative of Lady Anne. Things are beginning to come to a head. How does Thurston feel right now?
I'm not sure, to be honest. It is really weird that this representative of Lady Anne, who rightfully had an excuse to say that she doesn't have the authority to know why everyone needs to be eliminated, is very adamant that we need to do something quite opposite of what we normally do, which is go in silently, leave silently. So, that's a bit odd, but it's really the only thing he's really focused on at the moment.
Inspector Grey! There's a lot going on with you right now. What are your thoughts, feelings?
Well, from I wrote down from Teleran's point of view, I suppose playing the part of Grey isn't difficult. Grey's a killer after all. But it is annoying and troublesome that Camarilla Singer has been questioning how he's been, which is frustrating.
How do you feel about the task ahead of you? Are there any excitement, remorse for having to kill potentially a large amount of people, at the very least a fellow Cainite?
Remorse? No. I mean, he just has to play a part, be Grey, carry along, and it's the cherry on top is that he'll get to kill as many people in this building as he can and after. Or have someone else light it.
Lean,
Put a little laughter in the slide.
Lean, you've just invented something that's going to become very popular in the late 20th and early 21st century.
Very popular.
What are your thoughts and feelings about the tasks ahead of you and meeting a representative of Lady Anne?
Eva is kind of conflicted, even though she's not outwardly showing it. She doesn't necessarily like being given orders, number one, and number two, without a reason for them. Not that she ever really needs a reason, she just doesn't like it being given orders to begin with. She has respect for Maria because she is presenting herself like a lady and like an equal. But this task is odd. And at the same time, Evelyn's just hoping to get off with not doing any of it and letting everyone else do it.
Aldrich, you've been given a task of a clandestine nature, and all of us to test Mithras and see who is going to take control of the city. How do you feel now that your plans are beginning to start their fruition?
Aldrich has plans on plans here. There's a lot of different ways this can shake out. Some better than others, but as long as he winds up on top, all that really matters. He's hoping it'll shake out well for all of us, but that's seeming more and more difficult the more he weighs his options and the more people are introduced. Weirder Inspector Gray becomes. But he's still has sort of the excitement. This is kind of reminding him back in the Mortal Gang days of before making a big move on another territory or taking out another boss. This is what he does. Obviously, the stakes are higher here, and the opponent's much more formidable. But this whole style of, he sort of feels like they're probably just, this is more doing wet work that was too risky or too risky socially or physically for Lady Anne to do. So it doesn't really feel like this is a true test as much as Lady Anne's. He feels disposable to her still, and is very interested to see how this shakes out. But either way, the style of her making them do pretty bold things just to meet her makes him feel like maybe he is hitching his cart to the correct horse, because that's something he understands and appreciates. He could work with people like that. He can't understand the brain of Mithras or Camarilla, but Lady Anne, some of this, and especially the delegation, having someone else take care of this, and then having that delegate even more. He likes her style, even though he's on the wrong end of it, right?
But you are at least seizing power, which is the ultimate goal.
Yeah, this is a game he feels like he knows how to play, so he's feeling a little better. For now.
Let's see what the volume's going to be like for this. Oh, we'll be alright. Aldrich's carriage thunders through the icy winter streets of London, past the gaslights that provide an eerie luminescence over the night road. Is there anything you would like to talk to Maria about, as the two of you travel alone?
If there's is there specific information you're looking for here, or is her intention truly just to rid herself of this individual?
Oh, I'd say it's probably just to rid herself of this individual, but any information could prove useful in the future. Nothing specific that I've been ordered to get.
It's quite interesting, right? I'm actually familiar with this person. Not Don Zero, but Zero Masters. His sire is quite the figure. Now, I can't imagine he'll be too happy about his child being
removed. Probably not. But I imagine that's something that Lady Anne can handle and deal with.
Right. Where's the actual location we're going to?
West End.
Good question. The West End.
A specific... Because, let me make sure I have my information right before I talking about him to you, Shiver. This is he's the child of Valerius, right? Because I have Roger Pierce is the grandchild of Valerius, and Roger Pierce is this guy's child.
I don't.
Cyril's the retired constable.
Cyril's the retired constable, but he's not Valerius's child.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Is Roger Pierce his child? I've wrote some down wrong.
Yes. That was the guy from the Setite
stuff
that is now dead.
Oh, okay. So I had Roger Pierce as being Valerius's grandchild, so I thought that would make him.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
We can retcon that bit of information.
Retcon we can retcon it, because that very much is weighing on his...
You all just assumed that Roger Pierce was telling the truth and not trying to big himself up because he's Ventru.
I don't think we got it from him. I don't know who we got it from.
I think he
Well, once it's
introduced
in the
himself
notes,
for the
it's
first
true.
time to Inspector Grey as child of this, grandchild of this, grandchild of this, and tried to
Yeah,
pump
I
up
think
his
that's where I
lineage to
got
be
it.
more than it actually is.
That makes
sense.
Okay.
All these Vinchus lying about their lineage, right, Aldrich?
Excuse you.
Well,
he is
right, so-
involved with the Setites then, because that's where we know him from. He would regularly hang out at the Setite place that we were sniffing around.
right, so retcon all that. What you just said there. Yes, it should be simple, easy, right? I've heard lots about you, your group. You're quite efficient.
I don't know about that. Kind of you to say.
Oh? I
I'm
did see
curious
there's a
why
little bit
you're
of...
watching. You're tagging along. I mean, if you've heard about us, then you're aware that I am by far the most capable of the group. I would think if there was anyone
Why do you
for
think I'm with you?
That's what I'm wondering, right? You've given the rest of the coterie quite a messy task, and I would think you'd want to make sure that goes smoothly, or at least learn the most by seeing how they go about such a thing. Unless you just wanted an excuse to be with me, right? I understand that as well.
Well, I can't give all of Lady Anne's secrets away, but she did tell me to let the others handle what is messy and to go with the planner, the person who is most strategic. I assumed correct that it was you, yes?
Or very much so, yes. It's a low bar
Yes.
with this group, but yes.
You know, I did notice earlier there's a bit of tension between some of your coterie members. Is that common? Is that something that happens a lot?
In society or with our coterie?
No,
say yes
specifically
to
with your
both.
coterie. Ah, right. That's not going to be a problem for the
Well,
future,
no,
is it?
I have them all quite in line. It's just growing pains, you know. We've been through a lot, more than most coteries in a much shorter amount of time. That comes with certain. I'm used to it, but the others sometimes the stress gets to them.
Ah, I see. So only stress, nothing terrible that might
No,
affect my lady,
It
right?
will not affect our effectiveness, as you said. I have a firm grasp on things. I know how they all operate. Really, our
Good.
differences are our strengths as well. If we were all quite the same, we'd be well, one, much less interesting, and two, I think less. Well, you've heard what we do. It's a very wide berth of tasks that we've accomplished.
Yes.
That's because we have a wide berth of talents and
Right.
personalities.
I did see
But
that.
it was sort
yeah.
of messed up that Gray said singers and actresses were the same. I'll have to correct that later.
A bit of an insult, yes. One should always respect a lady's craft.
That one in particular, craft is to be taken seriously.
So I hear. Well,
Yeah, let's hope you don't hear.
I trust your judgment on your coterie then. At least for now. And if they fuck up, well, that will have to be dealt with, but I'll trust your judgment.
If they do anything to offend, please. I ask as a personal favor that I be the one to take care of them. I take full responsibility for their behavior.
That I understand and can allow. Storyteller.
Hello.
I don't know. Hello. I don't know exactly what ability it would be, but I would like to, if I can, sort of touch his mind and try to get a sense of his overall feelings as of right now in the tasks ahead, or task ahead rather.
Let me look at your character sheet.
Yes, I don't want to do anything that would be like
Scry the soul.
All right. Okay. And that's in aspects, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. Ooh, right. And I just click this little roller, right?
Do a rouse check.
Okay. Rouse check.
Gain a hunger.
Ooh, I failed that. Mm-hmm.
And Aldrich,
But
composure subterfuge.
A lot of dice. I guess I won't be attacking you for this. Composure subterfuge.
Apparently, yeah, composure and resolve. Composure and subterfuge. Oh. Anyone want to re-roll?
Yes. Do I need to re-roll the rouse as well, or no?
No, rouse is fine.
It's the same, the WP reroll. It just rerolls 3 of your dice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
Cool.
costs a temporary willpower point as well, and for the earlier one, so that's 2 superficial
Yeah,
willpower
let's
damage.
both do it. Let's see what happens here.
Okay, hold on.
Damn.
So that most definitely goes to Maria. And you may ask one question to Aldrich that he has to answer truthfully.
What do you desire? At the end of all this, what do you desire most?
Is this something she's actually asking, or is this like a Scry the Scroll where she's
It's
gonna be
Scry
able
the
to
Soul,
sense
so
this about me?
no matter what
So this
you
would be-
say, she will know.
So is
the
this like a
actual
thing I'm
truth.
role playing saying, or should I just tell her as the answer, like she just knows this?
And you can say your answer in a roleplay way, and then just say, but what he's actually thinking.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so you I guess look at him strangely and have a little different tone here. What do I want? I want to meet with Lady Anne Bosley. Which you, through your powers, know means he wants to meet with her in person to assess if she is the right fit to help his rise in power, or if she's either too strong or too weak, then he will be crossing her. There's like a middle spot he's looking for. He's doing an assessment of her. He's hoping she's the right. I guess you could get his intention. He is hoping he can work with her, but you can also tell he has prepared to do other things as well.
Okay. Right. Well,
Speaking of her, are you a child by any chance?
I am a dear friend, one who's been her friend for a very, very long time. We're almost like sisters.
If it's not too rude, may I ask what clan you belong to?
Would it be too rude? I think that's a little too personal, sir. I've only just started getting to know you.
You already knew more about me than almost anyone. Most people who know my clan, I've made sure are no longer around to tell it.
Oh, well, that's
Surely yours
due
can
to
be
no
more,
fault of my own.
more scandalous than a Zamichi.
Suppose you're right. Well, this is about trust. I am of Clan Venture.
I assumed as much. Take
We
that
all
as a
do seem
compliment.
to have a lot in common, huh? Yes, well. In the name of trust building, yes? You now know my clan. I do know quite a bit about you and your friends. Hopefully, tonight goes well, and you'll be able to meet my lady. She is
I'm sure it will.
interested in meeting you all.
I hope not to disappoint her.
Good. With that, she will relax in her chair and simply stare at him until they arrive at their destination.
Carriage comes to a halt outside Cyril Master's haven in the West End. The streets are quiet, the silence only broken by the sounds of the distant East End, and the gaslights provide barely enough light to break through the light mist and show the pavement before them, revealing the small stone steps that lead up to the front door of the grand red brick house. Heading out of the carriage and knocking on the door?
Who am I supposed to be exactly?
Yes.
If I'm to be playing a part, how should I proceed? Does he trust this
yes.
individual? Or... I
Does
guess
he
we
trust this
probably would have
individual?
discussed this on the way, I would assume, actually.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
don't know Dan's, do we? I didn't see him.
Don Serra is the Bruja that the rest of your coterie mates are gonna go kill and destroy his house.
What's his connection to Cyril?
He is a steadfast member and supporter of the Camarilla and also a Bruja. Of the same clan as this individual.
Right. What's his rough personality? Voice? Things of that nature. I don't want to be exposed right away.
Right. Well, Bruja. Passionate. Maybe a little dumb. The voice. Storyteller, you will have to tell me what is the voice of
Like a right cockney geezer.
Aha! He's working class, so he doesn't have a very refined voice.
Perfect. I know the type. Should be easy enough, so... just so you know, my plan, we'll get inside. But I suppose if we're just meant to eliminate him, I'll make sure we are in a position to do so, and I'll get right to it.
Perfect. I am so glad that I came with you. I'm excited to watch you work, sir.
Excited to have an audience.
With that, she will get out of the cart.
Yeah, I'll go. I'll have Durston with me as well, and I will knock on the door. Wait, what clan? Do we know what clan Cyril is?
He's Ventru.
I believe he's Ventru.
I'm bringing my heavy-handed then.
Yeah. The door is answered by a smartly dressed older valet. He looks directly at the kindred on the doorstep, raising an eyebrow and saying, "Good evening. How
Oh,
may I
hello,
be of
it's me,
assistance?"
Dawn. What, you gonna let me in or what? This is how you talk, is it not, Schiffer?
This was it. This was it. This is not gonna get. This is peak.
That's the best thing I've ever witnessed.
Well,
Yes.
So we need police Cockney and then Shiver does a French. Have a conversation.
See,
Beautiful.
just practice yourself by going, bottle of water. Bottle of water.
The master can receive you in his office if you would care to step this way. Huh?
Yes, let us do that. And she will go in.
Right, brought my
proper
mates.
lady.
It's cool if they come along too.
Why am I doing the French
I'm
still?
slipping into a whole different...
Bruv.
Hi, bruv. Nice night, innit?
Oh my god.
I'm afraid I'm unfamiliar with your vernacular.
Alright, don't
okay.
be a wanker, let us in, right?
The dog can
Right.
stay outside. The gentleman must at least wipe his shoes before entering.
When he says that, I am actually going to use... hold on. Which one do I want to use?
Or
I want to, get this man to allow, his, pet to come in with us.
presents.
Presents.
And all of that is all free, so that'll be an automatic success.
Oh, right. So, she will lean in close and she will, still very ladylike, very, very ladylike until she gets up close to him. And then she will put a hand sort of like on his shoulder towards his chest and say, "You really want to let us all in?"
Very well, ma'am. And he'll step back, holding the door open, and gesture forth. Please proceed.
She'll give a little bow. "Thank you, good sir. You have a lovely night." And she'll go on in.
Valet follows the ragtag pack through the lavish wooden-floored interior, beyond the many expensive decorations and into Cyril Master's office. As before, the walls are lined with bookshelves, and sat next to the desk, currently occupied by the familiar visage of Masters, is a metal globe of the world. The valet stands in the corner, his hands behind his back, as Cyril Master slowly rises from his seat. Mr. Cero. And...
A friend.
lady.
Sir. She's gonna walk over to the globe and start to kind of spin it.
He stretches out his hand to shake everyone's hand in greeting. I'm afraid I have not uncovered anything that you sent me off after yet. In fact, it's been very soon. To what do I owe the pleasure this evening?
I wanted an update and all that and whatnot. I know it's soon and all, but they said you're good. Well, I figured you'd have at least a little something for me, right?
I'm sorry, I was addressing the lady.
She will stop spinning the globe and look back at him, raising a brow, and said, "It's like he said. I thought you were very good. You have nothing for me."
I would not like to reveal anything at this early juncture in my investigations, but it would seem your suspicions about a conspiracy are correct. Why you've brought this gentleman in particular with you is a mystery.
You just never know. It has been strange these nights, and with my worries, it's always good to have someone around to protect. Wouldn't you agree?
Of course, I'm always in favor of order, justice, but it just strikes me as strange bringing this man so soon
Who,
into
me?
the investigation.
Dawn,
What
Yes,
is it, dear,
Sarah.
that you... Spit it out. What is it that you are worried about with Don Cero here?
right, what's all this then?
My lady, the Brujas have never been ones to fall in line. They're rather uncouth. No offense, Mr. Cero. And he'll look at the heavy-handed as well,
Uncouth?
and the dog.
Right, I wipe my daisy roots on the way in the door for you. I think that's right, proper.
Ah, rhyming slang, of course.
Right, that's what all of us Cockney do, don't you know?
Well, never say never. It's first times for everything. Now, dear, the little bit of information you may have now can be extremely helpful. Do tell.
It seems, as you suspected, lady, that there are forces conspiring. Are you sure it's okay to talk in front of that?
Yes. He's my
Wish.
friend, and I trust him.
As you wish. There are forces conspiring against Mithras himself. Someone or some ones are attempting to usurp his throne. I believe I am close to a breakthrough.
See. It is interesting and quite concerning. How close?
I believe it is only a matter of a few nights until I have a name for you.
No name. Well, it seems rather useless to me. With that, she's going to look at Don Cero and sort of give him a wink as the go sign. And if she can, would like to... What would she like to do? Is there like a letter opener
Oh yeah.
on his desk?
Oh yeah.
Oh, good. She's gonna grab that and, stab him in the kidney.
Dexterity, melee.
Okay.
Let's make that difficulty 1, because I'm going to count that as a stealth attack.
Okay. Yeah, as she goes to do that, she kind of would slowly walk up to the desk, kind of run her hands over his things on the desk, trying to see if she sees anything of interest on the desk, grab the letter opener, and then stab him in the kidney.
Dexterity and melee.
There you are, sir.
Nice. The letter opener pierces the man's flesh. He is visibly shocked and falls to one knee as blood begins to slowly trickle out of the wound. The valet appears shocked, but has enough sense to come running out of the room rather than aiding his master. Aldrich?
I'm just gonna snap and point at the person running as a signal for my guy to get him.
The heavy-handed will...
Just to
Right up,
restrain
boss.
him.
I'll get him up the apples and pears. Are you sending Durston along with him or just the heavy-handed?
No, just the heavy-handed. He's gonna wait back for a moment because he was not expecting Maria to get her hands dirty like this, and he kind of wants to see how Cyril answers. Assess the situation for a round before deciding his best way to approach.
Cyril will compose himself and, holding his elegant cane, begin to slowly rise to his feet and unsheathes a hidden sword from in it and takes a swipe at Maria.
All right.
You can dodge or you can attack back. It is entirely up to you.
Actually, during this turn while observing, because I kind of want to see what he does, and this is also, I'm very curious what Maria is capable of as well, but I do want to start transforming during this turn. Can't do anything else anyway while I do that.
Okay, so he's gonna. It would take him time to pull out the sword, and then he's going, because I am behind him. He's going to turn to me and try to take a swipe at me, right? Okay, so I don't know if this would count as attack or dodge, but she would like to sort of drop down and kick out the back of his knee to sort of unbalance him in his attempt to swipe at her.
I'd count that as an attack and a called shot, which will increase difficulty by 2.
Okay.
Okay. That's going to be strength brawl.
Okay.
So that attack is unsuccessful because you need to get at least 2 more than he did, and he will be able to dodge out of the way of your incoming kick, and you will take 3 superficial damage as Cyril Master's blade whistles through the air and impacts directly into your ribcage, making only a superficial wound upon your chest.
Before or after being halved?
Thank you. Bastard. So you take...
Cyril might be a bad... Or I know if it's like a magic sword or something. I was piqued my interest.
Magic sword? What kind of game do you think this is?
One where there's magic scissors. Aldrich's scared of.
Eveline is a dab hand at scissoring. Thank you.
There it is.
And that'll make it... We round up or round down? Round down, isn't it? So, 1 superficial damage to Maria.
Okay. And where would I mark down the superficial damage?
On the health tracker, it's a single stroke.
Oh, okay.
Aggravated is an X.
Ooh. Did that work? Oh, there it goes. Okay, cool.
And that was your turn, so it would go to the monstrous form of Aldrich.
Yeah, no, he's waiting. Now it's kind of obvious that he's watching for... But you would see Aldrich has now... you would have heard that familiar just crunching of bones and breaking of... tearing a muscle and whatnot, but he would now be a much larger, four-armed, sort of demonic-looking version of... almost unrecognizable. Also just covered in eyes.
Go for the eyes. Which fucking one?
I'm currently being slashed in the chest, but she will take a notice of that. And his form and how all eyes seem to be on her. And she will smile. Yeah.
Cyril Masters, back to him. He is blissfully unaware of the lurking, hideous form of Aldrich behind him, focused purely on the target of Maria, and will lunge forward once more at her body. Maria, how would you like to respond?
He's lunging. I would like to dodge.
Athletics, dexterity. Forgetting I can fucking blood surge. Why do I forget that? I played a game. I actually played in a game the other day, and you know what I did? I blood searched. So why has that information suddenly just disappeared from my mind of something I am actually able to do? What is wrong with me?
People get nervous when it's time to actually do the deed. Shiver, it's okay. Beat yourself up over it.
I keep apologising to you. I am so sorry for last night. It was an accident, and it won't happen again.
But they all say.
I'm so sorry for that accident the other night with...
If she is... Did she already do her dodge?
She did not. At this point, though, it's a good idea to
Although
say...
you could roll for her.
I could, but that takes the fun away from her. What is Aldrich actually thinking at the moment as he is witnessing this?
Even though she missed the kick, I'm guessing by her dice pool, it was still the kick of someone who knows what they're doing. At least it wasn't like an Evelyn kick. She seemed like she actually knows how to fight. That would be interesting. He would definitely take note of that. But yeah. Right now he's just sort of watching a fight, seeing who's who, and also kind of interested to see, because she's not necessarily. He doesn't know if she's purposely holding back her power, or if she truly seems to be on Cyril's level right now. That's what he's really interested to see.
Sorry about that. Okay.
Dexterity athletics, please.
Right. Okay. Let us see here.
You take a whole 1 superficial damage once more, as Cyril Masters lunges forward with his cane sword. You are able to dodge out of the way of most of it. However, you feel the slightest impact of the blade upon your chest. I had to correct myself there because I was going to say the slightest impact of a prick upon your chest, but that would be inappropriate.
A good thing you never
garbage.
said that.
Right? Learning.
Trash.
I think at this point, with the 2 exchanges now observing, I think he will get involved now and go for Cyril.
Okay.
Go for a grapple.
Strength broke. And he will try and resist as best he can.
If there's anything that Aldrich would notice, it would be that the whole time she's smiling. She is enjoying this.
Good to know.
And Aldrich very simply steps forward and, using just 2 of his arms, successfully restrains Cyril Masters, who is trying with all of his might to be released from his grip, but is unable to move. He is your plaything to do with as you so wish at this point.
Delightful. So, with that being said, she will take a moment, appreciate the scene before her, and in fact will walk around Aldrich, and so just kind of like admiring this strange form he's in. Until she comes
all of
back
the
around.
eyes would definitely just follow you as you go as well.
And she really, there is an expression that she's really appreciating just the image of it, and the sort of the craftsmanship in being this creature. And then she will proceed to take Mr. Master's sword and lay it kind of like not quite pushing into his throat, but just leaving it there and watching his reactions and if he says anything. You hurt me, sir.
Gritted teeth. You attacked me first. I don't understand what is going on.
You're inefficient.
You have been loyal.
Loyal. Loyalty requires efficiency as well. The ability to do as you're told. To get things done. You've not done that.
Just need time. You ask for an
Time
entire
that isn't
city.
had.
You ask for an entire conspiracy in the city to be unraveled in but one night?
You disappoint me, sir. And she does kind of like pout at him.
I shall live with your disappointment as a broken heart for the remainder of my nights.
Hmm. What an interesting choice of words. And when she says that, she will shove the sword into his throat.
Yep, that'll send him into torpor. And he'll just slowly turn into a dried out husk of a body in Aldrich's arms and freeze in place.
Well, that was fun.
Dirk will still be holding the body, look down at it, look at you, and almost offer it to you and just say, hungry.
No.
And then one of his hands will just point at himself.
Go on, dear. You do look famished.
This is against the rules. But also, this is something he was very curious about, because as far as he knows, Lady Anne is the Diablerist. So he's very interested to see how someone working for her would react to it.
She's very calm in you offering, and then, says no. And it's very casual. And then when you point to yourself and she says, yes, go ahead, she'll give a little, almost like a courteous smile before turning, and she is going to walk to where your pet is holding the valet. So almost as if she's leaving you to your own devices for a moment.
You doing what I think you're going to do, Aldrich?
It's the finale, baby. We gotta.
Okay. You may take 2 hunger, all the way down to 0, if applicable. And I want you to do a strength resolve roll for me. Difficulty is 4. Perfect. You lose 1 point of humanity.
Catching up.
Whatever humanity you have left, plus your blood potency, versus...
Oh, wait, that's right.
As he's busy, doing the deed, she is going to almost side eye, her head just leans ever so, and she kind of side eyes and watches him do it.
I'm just going to do another roll. Resolve and manipulation gives me 7 dice. There we go.
Can I surge this?
I believe you can. I don't see why not.
Okay. So it's... I'm also just going to have to roll something that gives me that amount. Come on, don't lose now. Can I willpower? Since this isn't a willpower test?
Yeah. In which case, so will I. So
I lost by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I drop by 1, right?
So you will get 3, 15 XP, which you can spend immediately on increasing your blood potency, or dominate, fortitude, potence, Lost by... So you lose 1 point of humanity.
Still me.
And you increase or decrease your generation by 1. What is your generation? Well, what was your generation before?
11.
You will have black veins in your aura for 4 years.
Beautiful.
And the corpse that once contained Cyril Masters caves in on itself as you swallow down the last bit of heart's blood.
I think he instead of eating it normally, because he's still in this sort of monstrous form, his chest is going to sort of open up vertically, letting out sort of this swarm of bugs that was in there. That sort of some of them sort of disperse as he folds and like compacts his body and puts it into his chest and just closes it over it again. And he'll let his inside parts do the eating.
Once the body,
and then he's just
consumed.
awkwardly is just sort of just standing there. Like you can tell he's concentrated. You can tell something horrific is going on internally, but outside he's just still.
And once the entire corpse, well, once the last drop of heart's blood has been consumed, Aldrich lets out a cough containing black ash that flies into the night's air.
And then he'll turn back to his Aldrich.
Maria, what are you doing with the restrained body of the valet?
Well, I was watching the consumption. But after that's done, I will go up to this fellow and just peeking at him, and I like to get a sense other than I'm sure scared, like I'm sure he's horrified by the whole thing. But is there anything else that maybe that he'd be feeling in this moment? Any like I need to run? Is he kind or kindred?
He's kind.
Fella. Okay. Yes. Yeah. So she's gonna go up to him, and she's obviously he looks very scared, and she's gonna go up to him and sort of stroke at his cheek, and say, "Oh, shh, it's okay, it's all right, we're safe. We're not gonna hurt you, dear."
He begins crying. I'll never even hear the sound of child's laughter once more.
Well, if it's all right, may I keep him?
Yes. So, no, I think he should stay right here. I think I can use him. Do you think I'll keep him?
Sure.
Yes, I need him to do a little job for me. And you'll do that, won't you, sir?
Yes,
You'll help
whatever
me,
it
won't
is.
you?
Don't bring the whatever that is here again. What is all this?
Oh, you know, just... Of course, Cyril. He, couldn't handle himself, and so... This is, Goodness, what is the word? I'm not quite sure. Look, I need you to do me a favor, yeah? I need you to go tell some friends about a man named Don Serro who came and killed your poor master. Can you do that for me?
Look of confusion for a brief second. Look back at the ginormous dog hulking over him. Look back at Aldrich, who looks like Don Cero. Look at the heavy-handed, look at you, and just... Yeah, of course.
Oh, that's a good boy. Thank you so much, dear. You'll be right safe, don't you worry. And I would like to, like, if I can, kind of ensure that he will do is exactly as I say when I essentially describe to him who he needs to go to in order to say that Don Cero killed Cyril.
That'll be Mesmerize, which is free, an unsuspecting mortal.
Okay. Oh, delightful. So, yes, I'll, like, have cupped his cheek so that he's looking directly into my eyes and, you know,
And
make sure that he does as he's told.
His watery eyes will gloss over for the moment as he stares into you, like a lover staring into another lover's eyes under the moonlight. But you know that his mind is being reformatted, being blanked, and your instruction piercing his very brain. He blinks once. Yes, of course. Could you let me up?
Yes, dear. Could you... sir, would you mind letting him go?
Yeah, actually, as soon as you were talking to him, Aldrich would have pulled his man aside, actually. I want to say something to him real quick while she's in the middle of talking to the other guy. I just would have pulled him aside, made sure she's, like, talking, so he's...
I caught him on the apples and pears, boss. I was going to go for the old dog and bone, but I got him before he made it there. I took his wallet. It's got a pony in it.
Right, you got all of his bread and honey, then?
Damn right I did.
Right, listen, keep this on the down low. I don't want the old cows and kisses over there to hear what we've got to say. I need you to go get the men. And I need you to take every scrap of paper, anything that looks of interest. I want all the information that's in this place, right? Do it quick. Just everything. If it's not bolted down, take it, bring it back to the base.
You want us to do the old job on here, then?
Aye.
Alright, it'll be a big reveal. Steal! Alright. But before I go, I really need to do a Scooby-Doo.
I hate this.
That one isn't a real one.
You've got about a cock and hen, and then get to work.
Right you are, boss. And he'll go out. Boss? Do you want me to take a taxi?
Yes.
Alright. Boss?
I hand him money.
Thanks, boss. Is there anything...
Alright,
you'd like to
I've
do?
got my men to clean up this. You've got him on an errand for you. What's next
yes.
on our agenda?
Well, we should go, find your friends.
Alright, I'll look for the plumage of smoke above the city.
Yes, we do want to make sure that everything is going well. I see that you are, not a disappointment. It's good news. My lady will not be disappointed.
That's quite good to hear. You are quite impressive there myself. Much more, you like getting your hands dirty.
Sometimes.
You might be cut from a
Quite
more
stress
similar
relief.
cloth than I thought. It is, isn't it, right?
Yes. Mm.
And, yeah, we'll just discuss this as we head back to the...
Mm-hmm.
You'll see the heavy-handed waiting for you at the bottom of the I got way into character there. At the bottom of the path. Boss,
I'll have to drive. What?
I was going to ask you what you want me to do about. Oh fuck! I lost it. About the old fiver.
Look, are you gonna Darby and Joan all night, or are you just gonna get this taken care of for me? You're
All right.
supposed to be the tops here.
Sorry, boss. I'll go and get a flounder and dab.
All right. As he is working, I will be driving you this evening. So, buckle up. And he'll get to the front and take the reins and have Durson sit next to him, and we'll be off.
Lovely job. Aldrich, having diablerized once more, killed a kindred that you actually knew was fairly important in the city. What are your thoughts and feelings right now?
Anne is as desperate as Aldrich is. It was quite clever, I think, of her to get a high-up venture to find out who's behind the conspiracy, knowing Anne is the one behind the conspiracy. Then obviously, as he gets close, take him out before he can reveal anything. But he said he was close, which also means he has information. He's really hoping his people can get his hands on that information. So he finally has some of that concrete proof that's been like that last piece of the puzzle that he really wanted. He still feels like he's in a position to negotiate, but if he had whatever evidence Cyril had, that would sort of really put him where he wants to be. So he's quite excited by how that went. He's feeling closer and closer. Probably not only from just a rush of this kindred blood in him, but just how things are flowing together. He's just hoping the rest haven't fucked anything up.
Good job, mate. Well, at this point, we'll take a break, and hopefully by the time we're back, you won't all be brown bread. Inspector Gray, Eveline, and Thurston are travelling across London in a different carriage. The grand carriage travels through the city. The snow and loose pebbles crumble and crunch under its solid wheels as the car is pulled at speed through the cobblestone streets heading towards the docks of London. As you travel towards your quarry, is there anything you would like to discuss on your journey?
Isn't this carriage so much better? So much nicer, much more fitting.
I'm in the carriage, right? Yeah. Okay. Yes, quite, Lady Eveline. Quite a nice carriage. Spacious, I do believe.
And so plush.
Yes, I barely hear the road outside, so it's much better than that one time that Aldrich wasn't here, so I can't complain.
Your obedience has been rewarded.
What
Thank you.
for what?
Who do you think gave us this carriage?
Oh. Okay. Usually he says that before he gives us a reward of some kind, so I was very confused.
Yes, and Endymion, our benefactor.
Yes.
That is who he is, yes.
This, task should be, a simple one, I believe.
Yeah, Eveline, you mentioned getting a small child of some sort to commit the crime, I guess, for lack of a better term, for us?
We just splash a whole bunch of whale oil around, hand the torch to a young child, and send him inside.
And how do you expect to convince the young child to want to go inside with a lit torch?
We pay him. It's a child wandering the streets at night. It's not going to take much money to send them inside with a torch. They're the ones not
Yes.
working the factory.
True, but looking around, I don't know if we have any money worth convincing of a child, because I know that you tend not to like giving up your resources.
Surely, Thurston, coins fall into the sewers from time to time. Or at the very least, I'm sure the people in the warehouse will have pockets with some change in them.
So it will loot the corpses.
It does seem to be a reoccurring theme between the two of you. I guess you can't let any money go to waste, no matter how rich you are.
Just think about it, Thurston. What if you loot a corpse and you find a fabulous ascot or something like that?
Well, certainly I would notice that before the body is dead. Therefore, I would know if I wanted to do that before he was dead.
But perhaps the individual in question only didn't want to sully his ascot, so rather than wearing it while working, he kept it in his pocket for after work.
A beautiful ascot is worth wearing no matter the cost.
Now, I normally find any sort of trinkets and such after I've searched the body for information. I mean, I was searching for information. If I just happened to find something along the way, why let it go to waste?
I feel that the only times we've come into contact with a body with information concealed on itself was when we were not the ones that killed it.
Or no.
Very well. As I will do as Aldrich does and not judge you openly.
You exaggerate.
See.
Carriage comes to a halt within the London docks, just beyond the sight of the dock workers, tirelessly transporting cargo from warehouse to ships. Various people busy themselves around the area. A short walk away is the modestly sized wooden building the kindred know must be destroyed, along with the other undead creatures inside. Would you like to head out?
Well, I guess we shan't be burning moonlight. Let's go.
Indeed. Do
Nice pun.
either of you want to go get the whale oil that we will be using, or I don't want to make what we are attempting to do too obvious.
Isn't there some in the building?
Perhaps.
I thought Aldrich said that's what they do around here.
True. And that was... I guess we can figure it out as we go along.
Both head out of the carriage and across the damp stone path towards the wooden building, leaking light out of the many cracks in the wooden panelled walls and thinly closed curtained windows. As they approach the building, the sounds of men and women talking starts to fill their ears. The wooden doors are unlocked, and the coterie enter inside, Eveline taking it as an invitation, seeing as how they could have locked them. finding the large wooden interior lit up by small lanterns of burning whale oil, and filled with a lively, large crowd of dock workers and other similar men and women sat at tables. Some wear blankets, others are just wearing heavy, dirty winter clothing. Some people are just sat talking, while others are playing cards, as a small crowd of people seem to be gathered around someone else in the corner. How would you like to proceed?
Surely this can't be the right building. There's way too many people here.
Well, we weren't really told whether the building would be full or empty. We were just told to eliminate anyone inside.
Yes, and I believe we were told we need to eliminate those inside, not outside, so it shouldn't be that bad.
The only people Discord is working for are the two people not in the scene.
Oh, it's working for me.
Okay, there we go.
There we go, yeah.
That was...
Inspector Gray, as this is a scene change, do a willpower roll for me, please.
Do a willpower roll or a D10?
D10.
Okay. Sorry.
Okay, you are Inspector Gray. For now.
Well,
I mean,
Inspector, do you have any ideas on where to begin?
well, Thurston, I believe what we should do is look around and secure any exits and take it from there.
We should probably find the gentleman that we're here to kill.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Lady Evelyn. I am having some difficulties keeping my thoughts straight, but we were given the task to kill all the food inside, correct?
Including one specific person, Don, whatever. So it seems like he's the most important person that we make sure.
Okay, so we will bar the exit so that no one can escape. Kill Don. Kill everyone else. And then make sure we smash a lot of whale oil barrels and send a child in with a torch, correct?
An awful lot of people here.
Yeah, that seems rather noisy.
What if we clear the building out as much as possible first? And then kill everyone inside?
I don't know.
Technically, we're killing everyone inside at the time.
It's true. But the more people that we shoo away means more witnesses.
And what if this Don... sorry, what's his name? Don... Seal? Yeah.
Sarah.
What if this Don Cero fellow has the ability to escape early? He hears people evacuating, slips out undetected.
Storyteller, would I be able... Is the entire interior of the building viewable from here? Like, is it a very open plan?
Sort of. You'll notice that compared with the outside, the interior in at the moment seems slightly smaller, and there is another back wall lined along with a door that is closed.
Okay. But can I scan around the room, the large room that we're currently in, to see if there's any other exits other than the one we just came in?
Yeah, that'll be a free action for you, and you won't see anything other than the way you came in.
But there's a door that may lead to somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, there seems to only be one exit that we have to worry about, but there seems to be another part of the building that maybe our target is secluded in.
Very well. So, perhaps I could go to the back exit. You and Lady Eveline can be on the front entrance, and I will let you two kick things off.
Well, I mean, if the target, if we find the target secluded in the back, we could eliminate him, and then, I don't know, kick a few lanterns over, cause a commotion, make people think that a fire randomly started, and walk out with everyone else.
Why don't we first mingle to make sure he's not in the crowd? Everyone's grouped around another person over there. That could very well be him.
Very true.
Very well, Lady.
I think what he's trying to say is, you are the most sociable of the three of us. Would you like
Just
to
had a
care?
vibrating rolling pin delivery.
Would you care to do the honors of seeing if our friend is over there?
And I'll brush myself off, straighten everything, and trot over. Join the crowd.
Did Eveline catch a sight of the photo in the carriage earlier?
Yes. Well, at the very least, I would have seen Aldrich after it was done.
That's very true. So you head over to the small crowd, and you see that they're enthralled and raptured by the man that Aldrich looked like earlier. He's fairly smartly dressed, but still not exactly extravagantly dressed. He seems a man of modest earnings, but friendly nonetheless.
And is he just talking to people?
Yeah, just talking to people. It doesn't seem anything shocking or anything like that, just regular chit-chat, as it were. People queuing up to say hello to him.
I do not have any special abilities for this. Can I tell whether he's kind or kindred?
Do wits and awareness for me, please. Oh,
It's intelligence and investigation I'm better in.
no, I wouldn't be able to give you that one.
Can't tell. Okay. Well, it seems rude to just jump in without knowing what he's talking about. So I'll join the crowd and get engaged in his conversation.
He'll be talking about the state of London, how its downtrodden East End is becoming more and more downtrodden, forgotten about, despite government measures and various charities attempting their work. He doesn't exactly extol a community value vibe, more as a very familiar pyramid hierarchy.
Ah. I'll chime in. Yes, sir, that's so very true. Like, why are there no theaters on the East End?
And he'll stop what he's doing and just turn. Ah! Interesting. Indeed, why are there no theatres in the East End? Is this because it is part of the infrastructure of the city to keep those that would be interested in the theatre, and thus all their money directed to one particular part of the city? Could we not perhaps think of a way that we would have a structured layering, with such theatres as we have already in the West End stay as they are, but also something to appeal to those from a, no offence everyone, less acceptable strata.
Exactly. The arts should be accessible to everyone.
Indeed,
In
and
fact, I would be willing to give a free concert right now.
And on what subject would you sing for us, dear lady?
Well, the plight of the working man, of course.
I'll look you up and down. You fancy a bit of rough, do you, every now and then?
I just believe in equality. As she nearly bites through her tongue.
Come! Let us see what riveting performance you will have for us. And he'll sit down, Commander Riker style, on a chair.
So I would like to do two things.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use awe to try and capture the attention of everyone there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to use Siren's Beckoning on him.
You know what I haven't got to hand? This motherfucking character sheet. But yes, that is all absolutely fine.
I mean, it'd be one right after the other, but yeah, just keep singing the song.
What song are you singing?
18 tons! 18 tons, and what do you get? Another day, broker and deeper in debt.
Sounds perfect.
Someone's got to know that song.
I know that song.
And so, roll for me composure, manipulation, and the discipline.
for presence.
Yeah. Oh no, you're rolling Siren's Beckoning right now.
Oh, I'm not rolling awe first? Because I would like to entrance the audience first.
I think that's going to be an automatic success with your performance.
Okay.
The amount of dice you would have for that would just make the roll superfluous.
Okay. Then, Siren's Beckoning. Yeah.
It's going to do 3 willpower damage.
Oh, well then, in that case. Oh, I thought you were re-rolling. I'm like, oh, really?
Okay. And as your are you leaving it there?
Well, so my intention is to drive him insane, so he will do something unpredictable to the crowd.
Okay. Well, your song will wind down, and he'll seem slightly out of sorts as he just gets up and starts clapping you with this look of bewilderment upon his face, and the rest of the crowd join in enthralled rapture. The crowd around him disperses, and he approaches you, and he says, I've never heard a performance such as yours before. I feel it's actually moved me. I am not usually one to feel such emotions based on the song purely. What more do you have? Can you sing more for me? Just for me, please.
Why, of course. And I'll just keep doing Siren's Beckoning. Keep going.
While she's got him distracted.
I was hoping to have everyone distracted. That was the plan, but...
Yeah.
Do your roll, by the way, please, Eveline.
I assume that the part of the building that's smaller. I bet she's re-rolling.
I may have accidentally hit back on my browser. Great.
The part of the building that was that looks like it's been partitioned off. Can I go explore that to see if it's? I assume it's some kind of storeroom that maybe
Are you just going to walk up as you are, straight to it?
Does it look like there's any sort of bouncers?
There's no.
I thought he was doing that while I had everyone enthralled in song.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah, that'll work.
Mm. I mean, I had a plan if that didn't.
But I was hoping for.
My hunger is pretty high, so I don't want to just start spamming powers.
Yeah, and you'll be able
But
to
yeah,
sneak past while everyone is mesmerized by Eveline's performance. You'll open the door, and you'll find inside a sleeping chamber. Various cots have been laid out, and you can easily see that these are women and children asleep, presumably the partners, or single women, or the single women, sleeping. Asleep in the back room.
and this is why you said, and just wait, when Miss Hartz mentioned something about an orphanage earlier. Well, shit.
And there are, just so
Yeah,
you
I'm
know
just
as
gonna-
well, there are still plenty of whale oil lanterns placed, but only one or two are actually lit.
I'll make my way back over to Inspector Gray. Well, I guess we'll have to do this with whatever we see in front of us. There wasn't anything in the back room worth noting.
Good. I will proceed towards the back and make sure the door doesn't open. How does that sound, Thurston?
The entrance or the door I was just going through?
Well,
Did the back room have a door to the outside?
Oh, no? Oh, so there's only one entry and exit?
Health and
Perfect.
safety isn't a thing in Victorian age. Come on.
Alright. Very well. Thurston, did the good lady Eveline find our target?
It seems that, from what I can tell, he squints. The man that Aldrich turned into seems to be speaking with her now. Now we just need to figure out how to get her out of here while he's distracted, but currently she is the distraction.
Wonderful. Go assist Lady Eveline. I will make sure no one leaves. I'll give you a few minutes.
Over the whale oil.
Well, are there buckets? Are there I heard there's whale oil lamp that was going to start attacking. But are there also like barrels of whale oil?
Yeah, there'd be a singular barrel of whale oil, yeah.
Okay, I would like to smash over the barrel of whale oil.
You'd like to what?
I'd like to I want to take the barrel of whale oil and I guess
You want to tip it over?
yeah, tip it over.
Okay, yeah. You gonna, yeah. You will attract the attention of one or two people who just go, what are you doing? What are you doing? Apparently Uncle Roger is there. That's not how you cook rice! That worse than sieve!
I imagine the whale oil was kind of spreading over the floor.
I mean, it would just be like, what?
Crap.
It's gelatinous, it's not a liquid.
Good point.
They're no good for stir fry! You can't fry rice in that! Get rice cooker!
Hiya!
I'll yell to the men. Grab some brooms or mops. We have to get this over the floor.
What are you doing? I am not going to stick with that because that's terrible.
Thank you.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Do you know how expensive that stuff is? It doesn't grow on trees.
No,
Right. It grows in Wales. How clumsy of me. Let's get this mopped up, shall we?
You want to mop up whale fat? What the fuck is wrong with you? You don't mop fat up. You've got to collect it back up. You're just going to smear it all over the floor. What is... Jesus. This is why women do the housework, because of this incapable, typical man.
Very well. How dare you insult me? I will walk up to this person, and I want to push them into the whale.
Yeah, that'd be absolutely
God.
great. Yeah. And you'll be bum
Yeah,
rushed
now-
by- You'll be bum rushed
now
by a
who's
couple of
coming?
large... couple
Oh, yeah?
of other men that just come in.
I'm going to just I'm going to do my best to be dodging them and then tripping and pushing them into the whale one.
It's about to look like the front of a Rage Against the Machine album.
Do for me strength brawl, please.
Just in case, I'm going to because I want to succeed.
Yep, that's fine. And they'll all be dodging out of the way or being thrown into the fat by you. Meanwhile, Eveline and Thurston, what are you two doing? Because I don't think Inspector Gray has a clue what the
I
fuck
have a
he's
role
doing.
that we haven't addressed yet.
Oh yeah, sorry about that.
Oh no, I addressed
Shit.
it. I addressed it, and you did 1 willpower damage.
My next action is I'm going to light the candle. I want to
No, you
let them do what they need to do first.
Okay.
I am, because I look the way I do, I'm going to cast Mask of 1,000 Faces.
Okay.
Which...
Can you do that with people looking
But
at you?
I believe so.
Okay then. That's good enough for me.
There we go.
I mean, if anything,
Yeah. And do a rouse check for me, please. Lovely.
Nice. And I'm going to head over to Eveline. Miss Eveline, dear, it seems that your guard, Gray, has caused a bit of a ruckus. We should leave soon before he does something.
What an oaf! Yes, I will follow you in just a moment. I'm not quite done with this gentleman yet.
You should probably hurry.
Trust me, I will. Sir, one more song. And I'm just going to keep singing until he goes insane.
Go ahead.
That's more like it.
Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce that down and say yes. Eventually that will turn him
I was going
insane.
to say, I can do another willpower reroll and just keep rolling.
That'll be fine. And you can tell he's insane. It's like, wow, that sounds better than country or western music. Is there a Kids Bop version of that?
Evelyn invented Kids Bop.
But she hates children.
That's why she invented Kids Bop.
Fair.
In that case, I am going to assume that he would not be in his right mind to know to get out if something were wrong.
That sounds about right.
Okay. And I will follow Thurston to the door.
Okay.
Yes. As Evelyn and I make it to the door, if Gray is keeping an eye out for Evelyn and I, he will see Evelyn and a man going towards the door, and if I catch eye contact with him, I will curtsy to let him know that we are leaving.
I am assuming most of the people in this crowd are men, since the women and children are in back.
They're men and women, but mostly men.
Mostly men, okay.
But I don't know how all of them identify. There could be some non-binary people in there as well. Let's not be excluding.
Evelyn doesn't know about the back, so I think it would be fair to say that this is a low enough loss of life for women for her to go forward.
So I see them trying to leave.
Well, what are you doing right now?
Rolling around in whale oil.
Well, I was throwing people through whale oil, and one of those lanterns close.
Oh yeah.
Or if not, yeah, I either want to chuck the lantern at one of the whale oil coated people, or maybe throw a throwing knife into the lantern to bust it open. One of the
Dex and athletics for me, please. Wonderful. And your knife will travel through the air, smashing open one of the lit whale oil lanterns, letting small pieces of flame spark out, and you are lucky enough that some of them hit enough of the gelatinous goo on the floor, which ignites itself, distracting everyone around them as they try, in vain, to extinguish the 3 people on fire. What you do? This hot, this going to burn! Says Uncle Roger.
It's time to cook.
And you will catch sight of a very strange but plain fellow curtsying as they approach the exit that no one else is even heeding as they are trying to attempt to extinguish the 3 flames. And other people are just watching out of sheer macabre joy.
I will move to intercept the strange-looking fellow.
Is there a whale oil lantern
Yes.
nearby?
Yes.
Is it lit?
Yes.
Can I grab it on the way out?
Oh, yeah, okay.
And then once we exit out the door, can I throw it at the door?
Yeah, and I'll even let you do that for free. as the lantern impacts, smashes itself upon the wooden door, covering it in thick, viscous
I'm assuming we
wailing.
followed him out.
Oh, yeah. You're all three out.
Okay.
That's fine.
Oh, yeah.
And you watch as the building burns into the night, and the sounds of wood cracking and popping echoes into the night over the docks. The dock workers ran out of the area trying to find anyone to help, as the screams of those trapped inside wail into the shadows. The unmistakable shrieks of children and women being burned alive reverberates around them. The coterie admire their work as the building collapses in on itself. They watch as they make their way back to the carriage, awaiting their return. So each head in, the carriage heads out, and you will each take 2 humanity stains.
Yeah, to actually...
Really
change
quick,
the
Thurston.
scene a bit. No, I was just gonna, as we enter the carriage, Demian, baby, can you get us out of here, please?
Do not call me that.
Fine.
And you head into the carriage. Luxurious black and gold lined carriage arrives outside the British Museum, arriving behind Aldrich's own carriage. It seems almost drab in comparison. This one. As the grand carriage stops, the doors open of their own accord, allowing the coterie to disembark and meet with the awaiting Aldrich and Lady Anne's aide.
It's good to be back. How did it go?
Roy, we were quite successful.
Oh, as were we.
Yeah, I'm just kind of giving them all once over. Oh, no one's hurt. No one was on fire, anything of the sort.
Inspector Gray smells of whale oil, but other than that, we made it out quite cleanly.
I should probably, it's a different scene. I barely smell of whale oil. I deftly avoided most of those kine. Many of them took a slide.
Well, congratulations on barely smelling, Inspector. I suppose, Ms. Maria, that concludes our tasks then?
There is one more. It
Of course.
will require a bit more finesse. A conversation with a friend.
A friend of whose?
Lady Anne's.
Oh.
Yes.
Conversation is fine.
Yes, it should go well. There may be some need for removal for those who are not in line with Lady Anne's current thinkings, but mostly a conversation.
Alright, so a conversation like the last conversation we had with one of our friends, or an actual one?
Oh, an actual conversation, yes.
Right. Should we go right now then? Will they be offended
in
by
fact-
Gray's smell?
Oh, well, I think you should be fine. It shouldn't take us too long. It's a little negotiation. In fact, I think it would be best to have your best conversationalist be the one to speak with this friend. And if you do well, then I will bring you to Lady Anne.
It depends who we're talking to and what we're conversing about. As I said, we all have a repertoire of different
Right.
conversation topics that we're good at.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to discuss art, for instance, they should talk to my man Thurston here. Talk about
Oh, I see.
joys of music, business, whatever Gray does.
Are any of you familiar with an individual named Sri Sansa?
From here.
Yes.
I'm out.
Oh, I see. Do we not agree with the Tremere? That's fine. Not many do. However, this is something that is very sensitive. Requires wit.
Are we talking to Sri Sansa?
Yes.
Yeah, that did not go well last time for me.
All right,
I think
well.
this should be down to Evelina Thurston then.
I believe that they were quite... They weren't...
Alright, Evelyn it is.
Yes,
If all else
exactly.
fails, I can sing.
I'm sure you can put the charms on this old Tremere. You
Whatever it
do
takes.
represent the best of us, as it were.
Yes.
Should the rest of us be around for this, or...?
Yes, actually, it would be beneficial if you all went in. I myself need to take care of some things. I will meet you when you're finished. You can tell me how it went.
Perfect.
And don't
That
lie.
is quite trusting.
I'll know.
Oh, I am no good
This-
at it anyway.
Oh, this is a trust-building adventure that we're on, is it not?
Quite
do,
an
we,
Prove to
adventure.
me that my... Oh, I'm sorry?
do we need to be speaking about anything in particular?
Yes. You see, they have some leanings. And she'll lean in close because she doesn't want to be overheard and kind of make sure they're all gathered close to her and say, see, they are disappointed in the current ruling status. Discussions need to be had on that to find out who also feels that way.
So we need to find their collaborators.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, also, before I go to do what I need to do,
Say goodbye.
what are your leanings in terms of the current ruler? For or against?
I don't really care. I just want to sing.
Are you speaking of Mithras?
Yes, dear.
We are for whoever the one who deserves to rule.
Mythos.
And how do you...
Okay, Inspector,
Cut.
we're trying to be coy here.
Oh, I see. Well, I wouldn't much like to be without my hands either. Alright, so not necessarily in favour, not necessarily against. Is that what I'm gathering?
I believe whoever has the means of ruling should.
I can work with that. Right, so go in, you speak to him, find out who his collaborators are, maybe his general feelings on this night, negotiate, if you must. Lady Anne is interested in making some dealings with this fellow. But she has to make sure that he is also loyal. And what are his demands in terms of negotiation? retrieve that information for me, and if all goes well, then we should be off to meet Lady Anne.
Okay.
So you can have that audience with her that you crave.
Do you know, Sri Sansa, do you know his stance on the other Tremere? In particular, a friend of mine named Aldo.
Dear, I'm not sure. I do know. Tremere are funny about status, aren't they?
Aldo's
Pyramid and all
hilarious,
that.
yes.
But where does he fall in terms of the pyramid and that rank? Is he worth it to a higher ranking Tremere, or is he simply one of the pawns, for lack of a better term?
Good to know. I shall ponder this further.
Negotiate. Find out what he wants. Who is in line with his thinking and who is not. And then bring that information back to me and we will proceed. Good.
Enough.
Well, I will
Where
be
should we
back.
meet you? Oh, you'll find us there.
I will find you.
Perfect.
I bid you all farewell until we meet again. And with that, she will turn. She will kind of, general curtsy and a wave and disappear into the darkness.
I am absolutely sending some bugs to follow her.
Okay. Well, the overlay's almost okay. With this information that you've been given, this task ahead of you, not only that, having murdered men, sleeping women, and their babes in their beds, Inspector Grey, what are you feeling right now? Apart from slippery.
It was, the job went swimmingly well. Sure, it was a bit of a pain when those people saw me throw the whale oil over, but it was a trivial matter to use them for kindling. Yeah. I'm not hungry yet, so
Kindling.
there's really... Oh, sorry, kindling. Right, yeah, because they're kind. Yeah. Not
Funny because
really
he
very
explained it.
hungry. Yeah. I'm not very hungry at the moment, and, well, with, the love of humanity,
Thurston, what are you feeling and thinking right now, having assisted with mass murder?
He doesn't know right now. This is the path that the coterie was on, and we were sent to do something. I think he mainly felt okay with it because only he really knew, because he was the only one that went to the back, and the fact that he didn't tell anybody just made it go a lot smoother and easier. No one tried to stop him. But other than that, not really looking forward to talking to the Tremere, because I'm pretty sure what I was trying to say earlier, and I just couldn't think of the words, was he didn't quite like me either, from what I remember, if he's who I think he is. So...
Eveline, you murdered all the single ladies and their children.
Oh.
And you're now on your way to be volunteered to talk with Sri Sansa, member of the Tremere. What are you feeling right now?
Evelyn doesn't blatantly know about the room of women and children. And ever since they left, she has been humming loudly and thinking about songs and composing in her head to not think about it. And to her, it's like just these couple more tasks, and then I'll be free and not have to keep working for these people. That's her goal, to not have to do all these mundane tasks, so she can just sing all the time.
Aldrich, your plans are coming to a head, but the obstacle of talking with the Tremere stands in your way. How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel like I hope one day a group of mortals will give the Tremere their comeuppance. I can only hope that day comes in my lifetime. Yeah, no, this is an obstacle. This is something he doesn't like. I'm trying to remember exactly.
Sansa was the one in the pocket dimension within the British Museum.
Yeah, it's the British Museum. There's a ghost. Did we strike a deal with him, or did he? I think he got the better of Aldrich, didn't he?
He did.
Used some power on him, I think.
Wasn't it Young Man that actually took him out or got us away?
That was Edward Baines.
Way back then?
Yeah, wasn't that the first thing I brought him along on before he was actually...
If it
No,
was, if it was the
Sansa
British Museum, then
was
it
episode
the
4.
other- yeah, it was
Okay,
the
I'm thinking of a
other
different...
Nosferatu that I can't remember the name of.
Okay, I'm thinking of a different...
Yeah, we had what's his face was playing the other Nasu who brought us to him. Okay. Yeah, no, long story short, Aldrich does not like this. He doesn't like dealing with this shit. But he knows Valerius is tied to the Tremere. Valerius is tied to Lady Anne. So he knows this is probably the biggest obstacle in the plan, but one that if he could figure them out, he's set. But he does not like this all-knowing magic clan.
No problem. Are you all heading in?
The carriage?
Into the British Museum.
Ah, okay. So we haven't gotten in the carriage. We're just going from where we were at to the.
We already did.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So before we head into the museum, so I was thinking we were still in the. Aldrich, I have something for you. You recall when we last dealt with the Tremere, and Aldo in particular, and I had him thank me with some knowledge.
Right.
I will take out from my trenchcoat pocket a black stake, and I'll hand it over to Aldrich.
What's this?
In
When
case...
he has to kill him.
I'm not saying you need to use it now or even anytime soon. I just it happened to be on my mind. This is in case of emergency, when you have no other option.
How is this different from any other stake?
This stake will not put a kindred into torpor, straight to final death.
That is quite useful, isn't it? Thank you. I do always like a backup plan. This is one hell of a backup plan.
Oh, and do be careful. If the stake breaks off inside of you, the tip will hunt your heart.
As you said that, he was getting ready to actually like put it in himself, like create like a little pocket for it in his arm, and he thinks twice. Right. And instead he'll just sort of tuck it into his best.
The coterie head through the wrought iron gates that lead up to the museum's decadent entrance. Finding it open, Aldrich heads in and holds the door open for Eveline, as the rest of the coterie follow in their wake. The coterie make their way through the tiled floor, the footsteps echoing through the building's grand hall and past many exhibits on display acquired through history and the many tendrils that spread over the world that form the Empire of Great Britain. They remember their steps and retrace them through the large rooms, eventually entering the centre of the entire building, opening the grand rosewood doors to a vast library, shelves so high and filled that several ladders are placed in front of them to allow access to the grand tomes of knowledge. The shelves lined up form a path that leads into the centre, where a swathe of desks are placed to allow the books to be studied with relative comfort. Sat in the middle of the grand hall with a stack of history books beside him is the almost forgotten visage of Sri Sansa. As the coterie approach the man, he follows them with his eyes before standing and receiving the newly arrived guests. And in the interest of good taste, I am not even going to attempt an Indian accent. Good evening. I see you have brought others with you. I was expecting only one. Paranoid, I may have set a trap for you.
We thought we would do you the kindness for allowing you to meet all of us again. Things were so pleasant last time.
Yes. I'm sorry, I've forgotten you. It seems that meeting me was something of an event for you. For me, it was merely a Thursday.
Eveline, you should take it from here.
I think it was Wednesdays back then.
No, wasn't it Wednesday? Yeah, it was a Wednesday. Anyway. So, good sir, how have you been since our last meeting? It's Eveline, she's nothing but polite.
I have been most well. And you, Miss... I want to say Cedra?
Eveline!
Eveline, I was close. You look like a Cedra, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't know anyone by that name.
A shame. Please, sit with me. Would anyone care for tea?
Oh, yes, please.
Oh, if you're offering, yes.
Of course. And he'll pour 2 cups of tea, very fine china, and pass them over to you.
I'll hold it in my hands, but not drink.
Well, let us get to business. Time is precious and fleeting tonight. You are representing Lady Anne, I trust?
You knew we were coming.
Of course. One does not meet with the seneschal of the city every night.
Well, you're not meeting with her directly.
No, which is why I asked if you were her representatives tonight.
We are, indeed.
I can see that you're telling me the truth. I have listened to Lady Anne's proposal, and I am willing to give assistance to her and back her should she claim praxis when the time is right. However, I find the initial offer lacking. I need more.
What do you need?
Wipe out the rest of the Tremere that are in this city. They would all be behind the status quo regardless. Except for Aldo. He's quite in favour of change.
You sure? I mean,
I don't think you could destroy Aldo even if you tried. He'd see it coming.
Fucking bad.
So the other Tremere are obviously not on your side. Do you have ones that are?
Apart from Aldo, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, apart from the Tremere.
It is just
Who else do you
myself.
have backing you?
Myself and Aldo.
Who else do you have that may be against you?
The rest of the Tremere Pyramid.
There are many in this town that wouldn't be sad to see them go.
Indeed, and we like to pride ourselves on being more open-minded than our brethren.
That sounds promising.
We could
I
start
will.
a new chantry here that are far more willing to accept Lady Anne and not the ways of tradition.
That sounds very reasonable indeed.
You'll find the rest of my clan holding a meeting of some kind. Natives only. Now you may understand part of why I wish them destroyed. They are gathered in Somerset House, just on the south side of the Strand, not far from here. I'm sure you are all familiar with it. I cannot act against them myself. The blood will not allow it. Certainly would not allow me to destroy them all without raising the alarm. Wipe them all out, however you want. So long as they meet their final death tonight, you shall have my loyalty. Is this agreeable?
I believe so. I will take your demands back to Lady Anne and see what we can do.
Perfect. One more thing. You will need a vial of Tremere blood in order to get inside. You'll need to keep it at body temperature too. I suggest using our blood to feign the appearance of life and keeping it close to your own body to maintain its temperature. Enter inside Somerset House. It is not locked. In the main hallway, you will find an entryway into the North House, which is located underground. It is a large library. You will find the Tremere assembled within. Mayhaps, if you get lucky, you will find some latecomers prowling the above hallways. Otherwise, you will have to kill the entire clan en masse. Oh, and I wouldn't recommend destroying the building. Technically, it is an Elysium as declared by Mithras. Destroying the building, you will bring his scrutiny. Just destroy the Tremere. No one will care for them.
There goes my whale oil idea.
How many are we to expect?
Six, including the Primogen Edward Brainbridge.
Sounds quite reasonable. I am sure that Lady Anne will have the resources for this.
I trust that you are those resources. This needs to be done tonight.
But that is entirely up to her.
It is entirely up to her whether or not she receives my backing for Praxis then as well. And he'll reach inside his jacket and hand you this vial of blood. Remember, keep it warm.
Would it be possible to get a second vial just as backup?
No.
I tried. Very well then. If there's nothing else,
You're sure about Aldo?
Quite.
Will he
He's
be
a
there?
No, he's a jolly spiffing chap. I don't understand why you would want to destroy him.
Aldrich's leaving.
describe him as jolly.
Yes, I have no clue what Aldrich's problem with Aldo is. I find him quite delightful.
Lovely fellow. Very good at cards.
Yes, yes.
Never play him for money.
Got my hand
Okay.
chopped off.
Yes, Lady Eveline. Oh, sorry. I seem to remember. It's a bit fuzzy, but I believe Eveline and myself got our hands cut off thanks to him.
I see. And?
I'm just trying to say he gave us a hand.
Okay. That is
We took
wonderful
offense. There may
information.
be some ill feelings, but he is not the topic of. He's not the target of ours tonight.
As long as you are not part of the old clan of the dragon, I'm sure you won't bear a grudge for hundreds of years.
I'll pull a Taylor Swift and write a song about him.
Taylor, you say? Does she live on the outskirts of town, then?
I don't know. She's not alive yet.
I see. You certainly like to sow discord among our kind.
No, I sing Discord.
Well, perhaps you should go and thread the needle on this task before you tonight.
Very well then, sir. And I'll curtsy.
You'll stand and just nod to you all as you leave. As you walk back through the British Museum, is there anything you would like to talk about? Or any feelings you would like to share that your character is currently suffering?
Aldrich did leave when he said, so he wasn't there for a little bit, and he sees them come out. Right. 6 Tremere and 1 goes. Quite the tall order, do you think?
Indeed.
Well, surely we'll have Maria with us, right? I mean, we wouldn't be left to do this all alone.
I think so. I mean, we have to do this now, and she said she'd find us, so it seems we're on our own.
Our goal was to take his negotiations back to her.
That is
I still
true.
feel like we should do this without Lady Anne's approval.
Well, considering she's no longer in the call, I'm not sure. Yes, let's give it some time. I will prepare things for if we do get the approval. And then we will, I'll have to go back to the house anyway. Go to the house and wait for further confirmation. Do you think we should have negotiated more? I'm always in... You know what? Actually, it's good that you did that. I always tend to
This
ask
is
for too
our
much.
negotiation.
I know, but... I think I'm going to get the men involved in this. If this is a... Go in and rough things up, I mean, that's what my gang does. And I think I have them just right. I specifically have been improving them so they are better suited to face our kind.
What, Sorry, go ahead.
Off topic, I would like to cast Blush of Life and put the vial near my heart.
He's,
Arouse check.
It is, please.
Mhm.
Gain a hunger. And we all know where you're putting the vial.
these, Tremere we're going to, end up dealing with. What house are they part of? What house is this Aldo fellow part of? I can't recall the last time we dealt with him.
Somerset House.
Some.
Osric has
Very
no
well.
idea what you mean by house, but he just knows they were told to find them at Somerset House, so he thinks that's what we're talking about.
That's
I'm
one of
sure
those
you're going-
moments where you're like, Bully knows what house this is. Why did he? Oh.
Meanwhile, I have no idea, and I'm like, House Tremere? Duh.
That is, yeah, that's valid. And correct, actually.
House
I knew
Tremere, very well. Shouldn't have a problem with that. All
Why?
Well, just some of the Tremere houses are probably less problematic than other Tremere, I suppose.
Well, I think I'm going to enjoy this either way. Though, last time we dealt with spirits, and I believe he was able to influence our mind in a most inconvenient way, so we should be prepared for that.
I shall fashion a
Indeed.
tinfoil hat.
Sure how you'd like to approach. Myself and Eveline can go right in, cause a ruckus, and then perhaps you two can find this Primogen. I think we should prioritize him. Me and Eveline can deal with the fodder, while you two surprise Mr. Bainbridge. If that sounds okay to you.
Cut off the head and let the body wriggle around in pain. Sounds about right.
Yes, that seems, that's quite well. We can do that.
That steak might come in handy.
You like your steak back?
I made 2. That one was for you.
Oh,
Oh, how sweet.
feels a bit less special now, but alright.
It took a great deal of work to make that.
Oh, I'm eager to see it in action. Alright, I'll gather the men. Now I think we'll take this place by force. While myself, Eveline, and the medicine men are barging through a less conspicuous way, Gray and Thurston will locate Edward Bainbridge and assassinate him in the midst of the chaos. Does this sound alright to everyone?
Indeed.
Sure.
And while the coterie... Oh, go.
I would say also, got a good look at Mr. Sansa. I think I might bring him along, or someone who appears to be him.
Clever.
And while the coterie is still on the streets outside the museum, we'll call it an end here for the session. Thank you all for coming and watching. Thank you for coming and playing. First of all, we'll say a big thank you to Rissa, who had to do real-life things about half an hour ago. I'm going to see what happens if I put out...
Okay.
See what happens when you put out.
Well, apparently I
hate
caused
There's
great
the-
disappointment.
No, bleep bloop. I was the
Nothing
bot. I
happened.
posted the link.
If you want to see more of her, she will be back next week for part 2 of the finale. And at some point, I've got to get my arse in gear and get Demon the Fallen written, and you'll see her as a regular player in that. On a related note, Aldrich, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I am Bully. My things can be found at Table Goth, most of which lives on YouTube. So go there, check out our stuff. Also have a book out in Storyteller's Vault with a bunch of extra stuff. Check that out. Otherwise, I'm in less games now. After we wrap this up, wrapping up 2 long-term things I was in, so it'll be interesting. But with that, we'll officially be coming back with Table Goth crew in the very near future. So just keep an eye on the socials. Look for that. We'll see how it goes.
And of course, we've been hosting Table Goth for quite a long time as well, so you'll know. Go and give them views. They are really good. I enjoy Table Goth content a lot, not just for the games, but for the incredibly simplified, in English, tutorials on how to play Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah, we're recording those next week too, so we'll finally have tutorials going again.
And that player's handbook.
Fantastic. That is going to become a staple in all our games.
Yeah, I still had it up in a tab. That's why I was quick to put the link up.
I'm going to use it for my next character for sure.
Ooh, I'm excited to see him in that.
Eveline, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I am Ms. Hearts. You can find me just about anywhere as Ms. Hearts. The only other thing I have going on right now is with the Bat City Bombshells Burlesque. On February 12th, we will be having our anti-Valentine's Day show. Be sure if you are in Austin, it's at Come and Take It Live, probably at 8 o'clock. Keep an eye on my socials, and once we have more info on how to buy tickets, I will release it. And of course, if you need graphic design or promotional products, go to gibopromo.com.
Lovely. Inspector Grey, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Where do I go if I want graphical products or designs?
Oh, okay. Nascavian. I play VTM with these guys on every Thursday and soon every Friday when we pick up Neon Nights. And if you want graphical designs and promos, go to gibopromo.com.
He paid attention. That's more than he does in the fucking games, Ms. Hearts.
Can you get embroidered what was it? Vibrating rolling pins from your website, Miss Hearts?
Able to embroider them, but could definitely be printed.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
Thurston, who are you? What do you do? Do you do things? Let's find out.
I make horrible jokes that people watching will not understand. I am NitroTypeat. You can find me practically everywhere at NitroTypeat. I noticed earlier that we are 6 followers away on Twitch.
Less than that now, possibly.
Less than that now, maybe. To doing our play-by-post on Discord. So, like I said before, if you know somebody that likes play-by-post stuff, let them know, send them our way, tell them they should follow us, check out our Discord, because that's where it'll be, and we will send out invites once we hit 400 followers on Twitch. So that should be fun. We've got Miss Hearts, Shiver, Cassandra, some other people working on doing storytelling for that. So
coming up, thank God I was able to sync the calendar in time. Next week, it's London by Gaslight. We might play a game during the week because I've actually got a little chunk left over, so I might have some time. Oh no, I've got shitloads to write. So there goes that idea. Week after that is, at the very least, hopefully, if people are available, because there's been real life occurrences for the players for Oxford by Night, we'll be doing the finale for Oxford by Night. Then the day after, the day after that, so if I've got this right, Friday, 21st, might be the first part of Neon Nights. Might also be the Thursday, because I've got to work out some logistics for that. Day after, finale of Oxford by Night. The day after that, right here, is part 1 of a 2-shot with myself and folks from the RPG table. I play as a Meatsy. And it was we had our session 0 just last week. We went into the Elysium. I had a Nosferatu on one arm. I had a Tremere on the other arm. I was balling. They saw me rolling. They were hating. I think that's just about everything we've got coming up. Near enough. I hope. Anyone else got anything? Very
Check back during the week before any of that for potential video games and whatnot, because I forgot to tweet for our last one where Shiv and I and CS and Ghost played some GTFO, which was a lot of
That's
fun.
why you should follow us and turn on notifications.
And check out the links down below for merchandise, past episodes, and link to the Discord. Remembered this time. We'll go raiding on Grumpy Old Nord, because we love Grumpy Old Nord, but we can't go until Bully says the line.
Wait. I've got to take a Mickey Bliss, but you all have a good night. In it.